My name is Jada.
Kai.
Liz.
And I'm Camille. Friends, how many of us have that?
Yes! Yeah.
That was good.
I mean, so it's gotta be what is it?
Hot Tita Summer.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Liz. You got Lady Liz.
Liz.
I'm Liz Defer.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we are calling all boss babas and creative kabayan
To redefine what it means to be Tita.
Everybody needs to come take their Liz break.
So whip out your Biore strips and get comfortable.
Oh,
Nice.
good reminder. I need to pick some up, okay?
Right?
I need to buy some.
Or if you have a Korean mask, that works too.
Love those.
Right? Those are great.
We love those.
But whatever you decide to do, get your little fingers ready to like, subscribe, share, and give us a rating on Spotify. Thank you very much.
Please and thanks.
Liz.
All right, ladies.
All right, ladies.
I'm excited for today's episode.
It's a big one today, guys.
Yes.
It's a big one today.
It's a biggie. It's a biggie.
We're going to soak in all the Liz
Oh,
today as much
all
as
of
we can.
it. Embody all of our Liz energy.
Yes.
He's ridiculous.
And that's big energy, guys.
Yes.
That's big energy.
A lot of
Big
energy.
Liz energy.
Big
Big
Liz
Liz energy, big Tita energy.
Oh my
and in
goodness.
classic Tita fashion, we're gonna kick it off with our Filipino phrase of the day. And remember, it used to be Filipino word of the day. Let me tell you, you think we're gonna take it easy on you? No, we about to upgrade. We got elevated phrases. So Cam, she has the amazing finds. Please go take it away.
I'm gonna try not to choke here because this one's. I was practicing. It wasn't really working out. All
I
right.
did too. They're hard.
Okay.
Don't come for us.
Huwag kang matakot magkamali doon ka matututo.
Oh.
Let's try all together now.
Right?
Okay.
Huwag kang matakot magkamali doon ka matututo.
Which translates to, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's where you'll learn.
We'll make sure to put it on the story because if you're a visual learner like me, I need to see the words and I need the breakdown.
We'll
but
have it up. We can have it up on
yes, actually, Adriel, if you could put it up for us so kindly for our audience at home, that'd be great.
Huwag kang matakot magkamali doon ka matutuo.
Oh.
Matututo.
Kai, that was quite on point.
Matututo.
Yeah,
It's matututo.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Which is to learn.
Matututo.
That's the verb.
Matuto. Matuto.
Matututo. Okay.
Matututo.
Huwag kang
Drea makes
matakot
it sound so
magkamali.
effortless.
Doon ka matututo. Oh, that's
Your doon is nice. Your doon is nice.
Because it almost sounds like totoo.
Toto.
But it's
That was
matututo,
nice.
right? Well, I'm developing
Wow.
my Tagalog tongue.
Camille,
Yes.
you actually made my shivers.
okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Can
Girl, that accent be official.
Wait, Liz, you want to hear one more time? Drea,
Yeah,
you
one
wanna-
more time,
great.
Drea.
Oh, sorry.
So you may be
I
getting
wanna
gassed and
hear
saying it wrong.
I know, right?
Okay.
Okay, go.
Huwag kang matakot magkamali. Doon ka matututo. Oh, I thought it was doon, but it was more
Awesome.
doon.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's a good one, Cam.
Thank you.
It's true. It's
Try your
very
best
deep.
to
So
use
it's
it
not
when you
huwag,
can.
it's wag.
Wag.
It's
Yeah,
wag.
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 Yeah.
Wag.
Wag.
To make mistakes.
Thanks,
Huwag kang
Drea.
matakot
You're the best.
magkamali. Doon ka matututo.
Yeah.
Matututo.
I keep saying doon.
Yeah,
Over
doon,
doon. It's
yeah.
over doon.
How are you guys doing with the phrases? Can you let us know?
Yes.
Are you guys challenged like we are? But loving the challenges.
But loving the
Loving the
challenges.
challenges.
Loving it.
And
Because
learning.
Big Liz energy is being challenged and
And growing.
growing
Yes.
and going for it.
Yes. Big Tita energy.
Fearlessly.
Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Okay?
Guys, oh my
Pen past.
Yes, all of the yeses right here.
You heard it here, guys.
Yes.
But yes.
But yes.
Those are good. That's
What
a good one.
inspires you guys to choose these
like
Actually, Cam, you
phrases.
take that. Cam,
Yeah,
she
like
finds all
what-
these gems. Yeah.
Thank you.
The
I mean,
creds.
I was Googling them at first, but then I started having a discussion with my good old friend Chat GPT. And I
Chat.
just let him know what I was looking for.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm like, I want something. Like some of the ones are just that I was finding, I find were too like, they're
Mahal
too funny.
kita?
They're too
Yeah.
funny. They're
I
too
see.
fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are cool, but I think things that I would actually say, that we would say to each other, things that are
Right.
uplifting.
Yes.
Like I wanted something more like that.
Right.
So these were a little customized.
If anything, we have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like something outside of like Kili Kili.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's all with like, and shout out Fly Lady Die, but like all of those skits where I feel like we all have our Taglish on lock. We all have the couple of words that we use and sprinkle in our English, but like these are actual phrases where we can use them.
Uplift
It's
your
great.
Filipino kababayan.
Yes. Kababayan. We always come back to that.
And happy lunar, everybody.
Cue fireworks. Cue fireworks.
No way, Camille.
Year of the Snake.
Year of the snake.
We totally practiced that.
Shed the skin.
Okay, yes,
Yes.
that we love. Shed the skin.
Shed the skin.
Love that.
Say yes less.
Oh.
Trim the taba.
Yeah.
Ay. All of the things.
All of the things. Wag kang matakot
That
Nice.
Had to get
Nice.
it in there. Had to get it in there. Put me on
that
the
is
board.
it.
That was awesome.
That's it. Period.
Oh, but yeah, happy Lunar New Year, y'all. Year of the Snake. Mamba.
What I want to talk about happened last fall. Simu Liu, the guy who played Canadian actor,
Oh, yes,
Chinese
from
Canadian actor
Vancouver.
who played Shang-Chi,
Yes.
Marvel movie. He was on the Dragon's Den. He became a venture capitalist or investor.
Yes.
And, he was on an episode, season 3, episode 19. And most of you probably have seen this. There was a company from Montreal who was pitching their company, Bobba, which is a bubble tea company. And what they were saying in their pitch is they were looking to improve bubble tea and make it healthier, because apparently we don't know what's in bubble tea really, or the ingredients are, alluding to the fact that ingredients are not healthy. And they had essentially swapped it out with, instead of tapioca, from what I understand, it's like a popping. Some type of
popping
popping
boba.
Boba.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They've replaced, or they added fruit juice,
Gotcha.
and whatever else they've done.
Like their version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a business that has generated a lot of money. The numbers were all crazy off the charts. The Dragons were really excited, for the most part.
Yeah.
And they had like different lines, so it wasn't just the ready to drink, the RTD that they were selling in stores. They were also selling like the popping boba packets, and they had deals with Couche Tard, which is like formerly known as Max in Toronto.
Okay.
So it was a really big deal, and some of the Dragons were excited. But right off the bat, Simu, had some very specific questions, rightfully so,
Rightfully.
about their operations and what the history, if there was any information about the history of bubble tea. And it, after some discussion and some back and forth, it was just determined that their main partner, the person who's creating the recipes, is in Taiwan, where bubble tea originated.
Okay.
But there was nothing about that on the packaging. There was no
none of the branding or
mention,
storytelling or
exactly,
anything
no
like that.
mention of anything Asian
Right,
at all.
right.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
No
nothing.
history.
Right. So naturally, and I think rightfully so, Simu was upset, and he chose not to invest. There were a couple other Dragons that pulled out. We had Wes Hall say, I'm not the Dragon for you. Which could be interpreted, whatever. And another Dragon who decided to pull out. And then we had Michelle Romanow and the 2 other female Dragons make an offer. And it was a bit of a bidding war.
Yeah.
It was a bidding
Oh.
war. Yeah.
Interesting.
And they walked away with an offer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They walked away
Did they
with
get
an
what they
didn't
wanted?
finish that.
Manjeet.
Yes.
Is the one who won the bid. She won.
Okay.
She's the Dragon who won the bid. And that was that. I will say I want to shout out Michelle Romanow a little bit, because she was the only one who I really heard mention. I know obviously these are all produced and edited,
Of course,
and
yeah.
we don't get the full scope of the conversation. But I do want to shout out Michelle Romanow for acknowledging that there needs to be proper representation.
Yes.
She
Right.
did say
Yeah.
in the episode, we need to find the right person to represent the brand.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was very bold
Yeah.
in true Michelle Romanow form.
It needed to be said,
Yeah.
though.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you need that person.
Yeah, and she has a lot of experience. I'm sure they all do, working with, brands of culture or
Yeah,
brands that are
international
owned
brands.
by,
Yeah.
BIPOC people. So she's actually the dragon who invested in my friend's business, True Local. Shout out Mark before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he sold his
Fun
business
fact.
for $17 million.
Amazing.
So
Big.
really have a
claps
lot
for
of
that.
love for Michelle Romano.
Definitely gives Big Liz energy.
Yes, love that one.
So there was a lot of discussion, obviously, in that episode. For those of you who've seen the clip, Simu voiced his concerns, and they were kind of just okay, like, you know, there wasn't really much discussion on their end. But they were a little, I don't want to say defensive, but they did say like, oh, well, we've changed it, and like, you know, the packaging, but like realistically, they're still calling it boba. It's still bubble tea. You know, you're capitalizing on the bubble tea
For sure.
trend.
Yeah.
So naturally, there was a lot of backlash.
Of
right?
course.
Social
Very
media
much.
did what social media does. And, you know, the business owners received death threats.
Oh, okay.
Manjeet had to turn off comments on all of her social
Yikes.
channels.
Okay. See, which is so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel
These
like
are the
of course there's
times.
going to be backlash, but then sometimes you forget how intense the internet can take it, right?
It's
So,
not just
like,
like you know, they took it to another
Wow.
level.
Yeah.
Simu had to come to TikTok, and I'm not sure if he posted on his Instagram as well, but I know he was on TikTok addressing this cancel culture behavior.
Yeah,
and
it's so
reminding
extreme.
people that, you know, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was
don't send the death
you
threat.
know what I mean?
Seriously.
It's like, I'm not saying
One-
that
Don't buy the product.
you know,
One
Yes,
plus
exactly.
one.
does not equal 70.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Exactly.
Take it down a notch.
He said he was essentially saying like, you know, my non-investment does not create a presence for hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not, the two are not
Exactly.
synonymous,
Yeah.
not related. So he clarified that, and he said, you know, again, this is a show, because they were coming for the other dragons too. Like, this is a show, you don't hear the conversations. The
Right.
dragons were very supportive. Like,
Right.
it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
Editing is something to be considered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Post-production is real.
Real.
Manjeet also responded. She pulled her investment.
Completely. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so she did apologize, which people were not happy with, because they said
You're
she
never
was
gonna
reading,
please everyone.
you know,
Yeah.
No.
exactly. But she acknowledged
Fine.
it, and she said that, you know, it was a learning opportunity for her,
Of course.
and she chose to pull her investment from that brand.
Yeah. I'll
Wow.
say this. I'm not mad at, you know, evolving or improving or anything like that. But I
Yeah.
think the most important part was acknowledging the history, the heritage, where it's really coming from.
Yeah.
I'm all for, you know, improving things and making things better, right? But
Absolutely.
I think
But
that part was
acknowledging,
important. Yeah.
I feel like there's always a level of like honoring when you are
Yeah.
representing a different culture or a different
100%.
like
Yeah.
it's like someone coming out and
Tread
like
lightly.
yeah,
Like-
and you're gonna go represent the ho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you know, not even do any kind of
Context.
context to the
Yeah.
Filipino culture. Like, how would you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of in line with a lot of Latinos were in the comments saying like, you know, we're here for you because the same thing happened with them with spa water and agua fresca.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was like a
And,
mini, like it just
right?
kind of
Facts.
appeared. Yeah.
And then there was, you know, we talked about this a few episodes ago, the shortage
hot
of
right
ube.
now.
And how, you know, some
yeah.
people are just, you know, there's ube everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, is it
Yeah.
authentic ube? And like, what is like, you know, it was just kind of everywhere. So it's kind of happening all around. And to me, it's not really any different. I was actually talking to a friend this morning, from a Taiwanese friend of mine who lives in Florida. And we were talking about Starbucks. She mentioned Starbucks and how they do it. And I agree. Like, I hate seeing on a Starbucks menu these bubble tea inspired drinks, because
they have bubble tea inspired drinks?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. I know
Yes.
they have like the refreshers and stuff.
Yeah, well,
but,
that's
like,
what they do. Like that's what the competition is. But the reality is, it's like, you guys are an Italian-inspired brand from Seattle, and you guys are all about telling the story of the drink, right? That's part of their culture. So
True.
like, to
Yeah,
not
yeah.
see that homage paid, or to
Facts.
see, like, it's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot going on, but
It's so funny you said that, because I was at Starbucks on Sunday and I seen that they came out these mini pancakes.
oh yeah, the bubble.
Oh, I saw
waffles.
that.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
those look like the Korean mini walnut pancakes. And I was like,
Or the Chinese waffles that used
Yeah,
to get.
that's what I thought of.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So just a lot going on, I think.
I didn't even
and
consider
with,
that. I was just like, wow, they're really cute.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we almost got her.
I know, right? My sister's like,
so
they're
little.
delicious. I'm like, absolutely not. You will not see me buying those. But,
No.
but yeah, so
Very interesting. Yeah.
a lot going on there.
Interesting.
So what we get out of that is
Well, it's 2025.
Yeah.
Google's a thing.
For
so
sure.
is ChatGPT.
For sure.
I think gone are the days where you can just, start a brand and just kind of slap a label on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
People want to know if it's authentic. They want to know where it's coming from. They want to know who they're supporting.
The client is
Right.
savvy these days. To your
Exactly.
point, like everybody
It's
can
true.
jump online and fact check anything within seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
information is at one click away. So it also, as a business owner, you have no excuse to not
Yeah.
do that. It's your due diligence, right?
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man.
Educate yourself.
yeah. Yeah.
Act like you biz with Liz, you know?
Good info.
Can we get a little time check? I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
How much left in this
How much-
segment?
yeah.
I love this screen,
What's
but
our
I
time?
don't know where we're
I
at.
know, right? And this
I don't know if I should add something or okay.
And we need an update on what's going on. And you know who we're going to ask to let us know. You guys know. Work with Cam.
All right, I'll keep it brief because I did a lot of talking in that last segment.
No, but it was good. I
Yeah.
mean, never talked about that story.
Isn't
when it
that
came
what
out.
podcasts are for?
Yeah, true. Okay. Well, thanks for listening.
Hit
So-
that like button.
Subscribe. Today, Wednesday, which if you're watching this, probably Thursday or Friday, but we had another rate cut. First rate cut of the year. Yeah.
So it's happening weekly. No, just
First
kidding.
rate cut of the year, and they cut by 25 basis points, so we're down to 3%.
Wow.
Which is
Wow.
great.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there's three main points that Tiff Macklem, the governor of the Bank of Canada, wanted to share with us today. And the first thing is that, inflation has remained close to 2%, the 2% target that Canada had since last summer, essentially, which is why they started cutting in the first place. A year ago, it was sitting at 3%. So definitely heading in the right direction.
Yep.
The second point is that these lower interest rates, true to form, have caused consumers to spend more. Household spending is higher.
Okay.
And the third thing is the potential trade conflict, aka Trump's tariffs increase
Dun, dun, dun.
that's looming,
Yeah.
is kind of like this dark cloud that is creating some uncertainty in the Canadian market right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big
What's
conversation.
the date again? Isn't there a date of
February
when?
1st.
Oh, February
Yeah,
1st.
So in a
Oh,
couple
my
of days,
Lord.
we'll
Okay.
find out. 'Cause
It's around the corner.
the latest news is that it's holding firm. So he
That
says
he's
it's gonna
gonna do
happen. Yeah, he says it's going to happen.
That's
so we'll
crazy.
see
Wow.
if it will be the full 25% or what. We're just kind
Oh,
of
boy.
holding on. Canada has a few things, that they want to do, but realistically, what we could see, Doug Ford's already said, stimulus relief, similar to what we saw during COVID. So we're
yeah.
talking about pandemic level stimulus relief for people. Just to kind of give you guys some numbers, the low numbers.
Duh.
In 2023, our exports to the U.S. totaled $548 billion,
Wow.
accounting for 77% of our exports.
That's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the math
Oh my
is
gosh.
what's 25% more, right?
Listen, when you say billions, you already at me like,
I'm
My
already
calculator,
like, take me out.
my calculator has an error message.
yeah. like,
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
and then to add the 77%
Yeah.
to the billion,
Jeez.
I know. And there's a lot
can I
that
get the
follows
2%
it.
of the billion to myself?
Right? Can we share that? The thing is like there's a lot to come and a lot to follow. Should that happen, there's a lot of recession talks have been,
Interesting.
on everyone's mind
course, yeah.
for the last couple of years now. So some economists are thinking that this is kind of the inevitability of what the last few years have been like. So, I won't get into that. I'm not
Interesting.
here to be a downer. I just want to be realistic and I want to share what I know with you guys, but I will be writing more about this
For sure.
in my blog because there's a lot of information.
I'm
There's a
curious to
lot of
see.
information of how you can prepare for something like this.
I was just
Yep.
about to say what's
You
going to
know?
happen as
Yeah.
soon as that decision is made. Like,
I did have a friend that shared on Facebook a list of Canadian local businesses to support, like in
Oh, I
lieu
love that.
of very popular American brands. Like, what are the
Gotcha.
alternatives, right? So that we
Nice.
can support the Canadian economy. And yeah, like if it's going to be inevitable, if they're going to do what they're going to do, then at least the silver lining is that we're going to be able to support Canadian
100%.
brands, right?
Yeah.
So,
There we go.
Yeah.
can you do?
Every little bit helps.
Every
Every
little
little
bit,
bit
yeah.
helps. And, to protect yourself, I know we've mentioned this a few times, preparing yourself for additional income, whether that's that volunteer
Yep.
opportunity, maybe there's an opportunity to turn that into a career right now,
For sure.
education, side hustle, whatever you can do to kind of,
Diversifying your income.
100%.
exactly. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
leave it
almost like
there.
a brace yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Brace
I love how
for-
we all exhaled and we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't want to go too deep.
With
into
that being said,
Yeah.
yeah, so come back next week, and we can discuss definitely.
Yeah.
where this
what's
goes.
gonna
the
happen after that
news?
decision
Yeah.
is
What did
made,
Trump
right?
do? Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
But enough from me. Let's hear about something
What's
else.
going on?
Okay,
in
enough
the
about
city?
adulting and all that stuff. I have a new party concept that I came across.
Oh.
that I thought was really interesting.
You
And
lost me at party.
I know. You hear party, you hear like, oh, I don't want to deal with the hangover. I don't want to go downtown. I don't want to pay for parking. All that good stuff. There's a new concept, y'all. I think it originated from LA. But basically, it's called the coffee party.
Okay,
So
I'm in.
this is actually from. It was started from the wellness community. So it is basically a morning party. Again, health wellness focused around coffee. The people who threw this party, they didn't realize how popular it was going to be because they had a line down King Street. And you guys already know King Street and that area. So it's just kind of funny to flip it aside. Like King Street, around that time, people are going to brunches. So for them to kind of take advantage of that, I guess, brunch rush.
Genius.
But basically, you're sipping coffees, you're eating cute pastries. There's a live DJ, about $15 tickets. But then they'll also have fun things depending on how every week is different. And if you show up the earlier, the better, because then you are entitled to more. But they're thinking of things like hat customizations, coffee bean giveaways, unlimited coffee, gelato, and smoothie station. And basically, the focus is to help people connect in new ways. So
Yes.
removing the hangover.
Yes.
And there's also what I thought was interesting that they pointed out, that the fact that there is a decline in club culture, or I don't know if there's necessarily a decline or it's just us getting older. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
think it's
club
that.
culture still exists, but it's for, the youngins.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was
That's
something cool. It's so cold. I don't know if I'm ready to really trek downtown unless it's for work right now.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting because as we get older, we're also not our parents. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like
We're older, but we're also in a new time.
do you know what I mean? So I've always questioned that. Like, what does socializing and going
Yes.
out look like for us, right?
I personally love the idea of crafting in the morning with a DJ, with my friends.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I love like paint and sips.
Yeah,
I think those are really
Yeah.
fun.
Imagine making your own smoothie bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
those are
cute.
cute.
And getting cute with your girlfriends and having that, like, love that.
Yeah.
Love this.
Healthy
Where is this?
lifestyle, healthy.
And you're wearing your like yoga clothes, like
Yeah,
workout clothes, right? Like
comfy,
leggings,
Yeah,
a
it's
cute
super
zip up,
comfy.
you know what I mean?
I like
Comfy.
that.
Okay.
It's not about posting up in the club and looking cool and all that. You know what I mean?
you don't have to
So I
wear
thought that was
makeup.
cool.
You know, if you don't want to.
I say this is a winning idea and I will co-sign this
So, yeah.
out loud.
The coffee party.
Quote
Check
me.
it out downtown.
I love
I
a
am
good
down.
coffee.
Any titas
I
who
love
are
a good
interested.
coffee.
Yeah, I
It's
thought that was
okay.
something cool.
It's about time because you know what? Like, Richmond Street used to be our kind of like
Oh
club-
wow!
club
You
area.
just threw me
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our little, and those are all condos now. Like
Shout
those
out
clubs are
Richmond.
gone. King Street, like that was everything kind of moved over there.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
now, I think half the clubs don't exist. I don't
Yeah,
know if any
Peter
of them
and
do.
Richmond
Right?
Street.
Well,
Yeah.
It's all about like fine dining and eating and
Yeah.
But also like club culture, like my little cousins were telling me, like when they're in the club, like people aren't necessarily like in that moment. Like everything is so to be documented. You know, when we were in when we were in
like
the clubs, we were
banging like
we were in the
ceilings
club.
and
we were there.
Digital
Yeah.
cameras swinging on my wrist.
Like,
Selfies.
if I develop them, I develop them. If I don't, I
Or
don't.
Yeah,
upload
no one
my
knew about
60
it.
photos to Facebook. Like
Yep.
next morning.
Yes.
That's right.
New
Yes.
album. You've just
That's
been
right.
tagged.
You know, you could actually get
What a time.
you could get
seriously.
intoxicated with $20 back in the day.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Those $2 drinks and ladies free before 8 was a thing.
It's the ladies'
Just saying,
thing.
It was a thing.
If you were friends with a doorman or you knew a promoter, you weren't paying for drinks.
No.
Just one of those things.
Shout out Pearl,
Club
shout out Tonic,
culture
shout out
back in the
System
day.
Soundbar.
332 Trip.
Dish
Orange
Direct.
Room.
Yes.
If you know, you know, and y'all know.
And do you remember having to go and wait for the club to upload the photos?
Yes. Or you're like, do you have a
Yes.
business card? Because you need the photographer
Yes.
info to be like,
yeah,
where are you
yeah,
posting
yeah.
these photos?
And then you would have to get onto T.Wire.
Oh
my
wow.
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
But yes,
Oh my god.
So
to
good.
circle back,
What a
we
time.
likes a coffee party.
Yes. Wire.
We like.
Yeah.
Your eyes got one.
Because it was
Throwback.
so good.
It was so
Yeah,
good.
Throwback.
clubbing
You could
back
put your
in the
little
day.
flag beside your name. We love representation.
Listen.
Oh wow.
I will throw a Filipino flag wherever I can.
They had one for mixed people, so that was really fun because it was literally just like a black and white checkered flag, so all the mixed people would have it, and then in our bio we would put what we're mixed with. Yeah, but occasionally I would just change it to like a Filipino flag, or because
You had the option. Yeah,
You're not,
Customize.
Because we were good at HTML back in the day.
exactly. Oh man, that was.
I was so bad with HTML. I just used the templates that they gave us. I never
View
knew
source,
any of the codes or anything like that.
So this coffee party thing, is there? Do they have that already?
Yeah. It started in. I'm pretty sure it's from LA. Then we've adopted it here in Toronto.
Where
and
was
they
it?
cut
What was the venue?
I need to double
They need
check.
to just
I just
add
knew it was
chicken
on
wings?
King Street. The
And
coffee party.
then we are in.
Coffee and chicken wing party. Okay.
I mean, it kind of rolls into lunch, right?
Oh, I think it's called Breakfast Club, Toronto's morning party.
Oh my God.
Oh, I have the coffee party TO. Okay, so we got multiple.
So there's more.
Oh, so this is a thing now.
Okay, we'll see you guys there.
Aside from cape, you know what else we love? We also love Amay Bastos.
Yeah.
And we got some really good ones. Let's see if we can try to fit both. Okay, Cam, take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the second story because I just picked a number out of the hat in my head.
Go.
Amay Bastos for telling my sister-in-law to let my nephew use an American name.
What?
Context.
Amay Bastos for telling my sister-in-law to let my nephew use an American name.
Talk about it. Let's hear
Okay,
it.
wait. Yeah, context for sure.
Apologies. I want to include as many details as I can, but I'm also staying vague for anonymity's sake.
Okay.
My husband, 36-year-old male, and his sister, 38-year-old female, were born and raised in Africa. They immigrated to America as older teens/young adults, so they have no experience growing up in the US. Recently, my sister-in-law was upset because her son, 10-year-old male, has recently started asking to go by an American English name. His name is a very traditional name from her and my husband's culture, and it has no standard counterpart in English. Apparently, my nephew has been teased for his weird name and just wants a normal name to fit in. She asked me what I thought because I grew up in the US with a foreign name. I, a 35-year-old female, was born and raised in the US to immigrant parents from a European country. My name is from their country native language, but it has an English counterpart. Think Elizabeth and Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth.
Oh,
Look at
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that.
Serendipitous.
Busy with Lizzie.
Exactly.
Let's go.
So I tended
love
to
Liz.
use the American version in school so my classmates and
That's great.
teachers could pronounce it. I told my sister-in-law to let my nephew use the new American nickname so that he wouldn't be teased. She got upset because his name has a lot of meaning and she doesn't want him to be ashamed of his background and culture. She said I wouldn't understand because my name came from a white country and we live in a fairly white area, so people are more accepting of it. I just think that why did she phrase it this way? Sorry. I just think that why he should be proud of his name. I guess she's trying to say, why should he be proud of his name and culture? What? I don't understand. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's
The
okay.
sentence is
We're,
not.
we're like grammar checking
I'm
as
just
we
going to
read
read it as she wrote it. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that why he should be proud of his name and culture. Kids suck. And sometimes it's just better to go along to get along. That she let him use his new name to not be teased and wait until he is more mature to understand why he should love his name.
Yeah.
Amay Bastos for telling her that.
Ooh.
Who wants to take this one?
Mama Liz.
Oh my
You
goodness.
first.
I know I'm trying to think of how to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
You
go?
want me to-
Go,
you
go,
want me to
Jay.
take it?
Try. Go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't think she's being malicious. I don't think you're
No.
Bastos because I know you're coming from I'm trying to protect him. I don't want him to be teased perspective. But as a person of color, I understand what the sister's saying. Also, I've heard stories of like people who have had cultural names and they've hit the same part in their childhood where, mom, dad, I want to change my name, or the kids are making fun of me. But then the parent empowered them and reminded them why their name is important and has kept it and then has gone to succeed, and hence why they're being interviewed. And I'm watching a clip of them. You know what I mean? So, as a person of color, I understand preserving your heritage or your culture. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think she's being Bastos on purpose. But I understand how it could offend the other culture.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then I think it's more of y'all just need to talk that through, or maybe just expressing to them, hey, I'm not trying to diminish your culture, and explain your point and have that open conversation. But that's, I guess, my POV.
No, that's
thoughts.
a really good POV.
Well, I think intent is something to always be considered. So I don't think the intent was in the wrong place, like you
Yeah.
said. So
yeah.
please, I want to know from like a mom standpoint. I guess
You're
that's
right.
more.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say about it, honestly. But the first thing I thought of is okay. Well, two things actually. It's very common in North American culture when you immigrate from like China or something.
Yes.
That they change their name. Like
Yeah.
that's common,
Yes,
right?
very much
For
so.
sure.
Obviously, that's a choice that the person makes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, like when maybe in Canada or somewhere else, there sometimes people can be met with barriers because of
Facts.
their names, or if it
Yeah.
cannot be pronounced or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even in where I work right now, helping people find jobs, I do have a colleague who encourages people to sometimes change their name on the resume because their name on the resume can immediately eliminate them. And unfortunately, that's
Valid.
like reality.
It's true.
A very unfortunate reality. but
Very
yes.
unfortunate reality, because they don't even get a chance to show who they are, what they're capable of, and everything like that, because the person reading the resume could just whatever,
Yeah.
and that sucks.
Yeah.
But also, like Jay said, I'm a proud person of color. So if that happened to me or my child or something, then I think ultimately I have the responsibility as a parent to explain, give
Yeah.
context, unfortunately, like this is why I named you this, and be proud of that. But at the same time, it's like, unfortunately, the world could be this cruel like this too.
I agree with that.
So it's like giving the full picture, and then allowing them to understand the full picture so that they
Yes.
can then make the decision themselves,
Right.
how they want to proceed.
I
So
like
if they
that.
want
I
to
agree.
feel empowered and feel like I'm going to hold this name and
Yeah.
carry it on forever, then that's great. And if they don't, that's okay too, if they want to change their name.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I think the most important thing is to give the whole picture, explain the whole thing, and let them decide. Or
Right.
something,
I agree.
right?
And also, like, I feel like opinions change as you grow older.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, does everyone have a Filipino name?
Yeah. Well, I do.
Oh.
Like, guys.
More Filipino nicknames. I feel like Filipinos, we have more nicknames.
Yeah,
if anything.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we're really known for.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking about names.
So, like, my
but-
art is by Kai, right? But my Filipino nickname is actually Kokai.
Yeah.
And when I went back to the Philippines as a 15-year-old teenager, very, that age,
Yeah.
I was like, don't call me that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's this
Yeah.
opposite of just like, it's always going to be ever changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like you have something to say because I feel like you have a name.
There's two things.
Yeah.
There's two things. So the first thing is I don't think she's bustos because at least not intentionally, like
Yeah,
everyone else
exactly.
said. I echo
Yeah.
that sentiment because your sister-in-law asked you a question.
Yes.
You answered the question from your perspective, from your experience. And in the comments, from what I understand, the original poster did provide some context saying like she does feel guilty because she recognizes that she's not a person of color and she didn't have she didn't have to struggle like that.
Yeah. For
Right.
sure.
And there are
At
a lot
least
of
she's aware.
European names that are just more acceptable than
Yeah.
our other ethnic names.
For sure.
course.
As someone who my first name is not Camille. That's not something that a lot of people know, but it's the name that you know.
Yeah.
And that's the only name that you're going to know.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Both my sister and I go by our middle name.
Yeah.
That's our Canadian name, I guess, if you want to say
Yeah.
it like that. My first name is an African name, and it's not something that I share with people, not because I'm ashamed by any means.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying to you if I said that there wasn't an uncomfortability when attendance was being taken for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
That name was introduced to me when I was in the 3rd grade, I think, when my father came into my life. So I had no idea before that. So I had been known as Camille. So there's that layer.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, it's not a name that I could relate to because it wasn't the name that my family was using prior to that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I definitely have grown to appreciate it. I understand its meaning. I kind of take it as a title. It's a really cool name.
It is a
has
really cool name. It
really
is.
good meaning, really deep cultural
Amazing.
meaning.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is like, I absolutely did not want to go by that name in high school.
Yeah.
I had a teacher whose name was also Camille.
Yeah.
And she refused to call me Camille She was very like, I thought she was
that's
very
kinda weird.
rude.
Called you by your.
She called me by my, and I said I'm like, please don't call me that.
Oh.
Nobody calls me that. My parents don't call me that.
Yeah.
Nobody calls me
Don't
that.
call me
Don't call me
that.
that.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I'm gonna call you that because
Oh.
that's what it says in the attendance record. I'm like, it also says Camille. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's not your first name.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So she like, I'll
That's
never
a separate
forget.
Am I
I'll never
Bustos?
forget.
Because the
That
answer
is
is yes.
Bustos.
Yeah,
That's
that's
your
Bustos.
job.
I don't
And
know
it's-
what was up with
I
her
don't know
that
if she
day,
was
but-
trying to be
What
funny or
grade was
what.
this?
Was in grade 11.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're I feel like at that point, like the student,
you
you're not
have
even
a choice.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, you know,
Okay, that's mad ox,
anywho,
but anyways,
yeah,
yeah.
like that was my
Weird
choice.
flex.
I did not want to go by my real name.
Yeah.
Right.
I still
Your
don't go
first
by.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Your
still don't
first
go
name.
by my first name. I
Yeah.
still don't go by it, and that's a personal choice. So
Exactly.
I think, you know,
Yeah.
if it's gonna change the way that his experience at school, I mean, that's a bigger discussion for sure. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head there. You want to
Yeah.
empower
Yeah,
your kids,
I agree.
Yeah.
and at the same time, you don't want them to be ashamed of where they came from
Yeah.
at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like having the bigger conversation.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Right?
education.
Yeah,
I think was the
absolutely.
biggest point that I
All
pulled from
day.
that, and
All
giving
day.
and then bringing it back to the kid and letting them decide how.
Yeah.
they want to, right?
I mean,
So-
when they're a kid, they could want to be this name. And then when they grow up, they want to be this name.
Exactly.
And that's
True.
okay.
Yeah,
And then they're gonna
that's
go
all
back
right.
and forth.
Exactly. And that's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
So no, you're not Bustos, but you know, talk to your family.
Always goes back to that.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a not bust us though.
Yeah.
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 And we are about to do our hello, my last hello.
No, it's not.
So guys, make it a good one.
Extra
Okay,
sweet.
okay, we gonna mix
Extra
it up.
sweet.
We
All
gonna
the
mix it up right
toppings,
here.
the whole thing.
Hold the red bean. Okay.
I refuse
Extra
to
left.
accept that this is the last Hollow Hollow with
Well,
Liz.
for now.
For now. Maybe Hollow Hollow with a mic.
What we got going on?
So we have actually a few things. The biggest thing, the first thing is we have a Filipino American and fellow Blasian, Aliana Puff
hello.
Morris of California, who was named a McDonald's All-American.
Oh.
This is the
does that
highest
mean?
basketball honor for high school students.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
never heard of it before.
Never
but
heard of it
amazing.
before, too, either.
What up, Puff?
It started in
Applause, applause.
1977, just boys. And in
Oh.
2002, they introduced a girls' league.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so they do the East versus West, and they have a girls team in the
Cute.
West, boys team in the West, and then same with the East. The proceeds go from the annual games to the Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Amazing.
And
good one.
That's a big check.
Yeah, it's for the high school graduates. She's going to Berkeley.
Yes.
Shout out Berkeley.
Let's go,
Amazing.
Aliana.
Berkeley, yeah. So
Let's go.
We
It's,
love to see
um,
the queen succeed.
it'll be this year in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center.
BK.
All
Amazing.
day.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
it's going to be a big game. ESPN first started televising this in 1985. Prior to that, the games
wow.
were not televised. So it's a really big deal.
That's a big
And that's huge,
deal.
especially for that age level too, right?
Yeah.
Like that's also the point where like scouts are watching you.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
before you're about to go to college or university,
Yes.
right? You want to get that scholarship.
Scholarship.
So really
Exactly.
important time.
Apparently, she's a beast on the court.
Naturally, I
yeah,
wouldn't expect anything less.
I read somewhere that she averages 25 points a game.
Yes, girl.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, like a beast.
Yeah.
I started following her on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, like basketball. Like I don't, you know me, I don't really do sports.
Yeah, yeah.
Sports, sports,
Wow.
That is something to be proud of for
KJ,
sure.
point goddess, what have you done?
Hey.
Oh,
inspired. You awakened something in me.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you
just-
go, girl.
She's one of very few Asians that have made this team in the history of it. So very, very, very high honor and congratulations to you. We'll be watching here in Canada.
Yes.
So thank you. Yeah.
Speaking of beasts, you know who else is a beast? On the mic,
oh,
Liz.
Ooh.
Liz is a really good singer, and you know, it being
my
our
gosh.
last episode for now, we would love to hear a beautiful note from Liz.
this is just to settle this whole controversy of the whole year.
We begged.
We pleaded.
We're like, please, can you sing
We're
for
gonna
us?
do a one-time thing,
One time. On your
Okay.
head top. Let's hear it.
and this is dedicated to my girls here. And you guys have
Bring
to sing
out the
with me.
tissues.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the donut.
I mean, I'm not gonna go so super serious, but this is just my parting gift. Okay, now I'm shy.
Don't look. Close your eyes.
Okay, I'm not
Okay.
looking at you.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're not looking at you.
Count on me through thick and thin. A friendship that will never end.
Hey.
When you are weak, I will be strong. Helping you to carry on.
Hey, yeah.
Call on me, I will be there. Don't be afraid.
Oh God.
Please believe me when I say, count on.
You can count.
You can count on me.
Oh my God.
All day.
So worth the wait.
Okay,
so
wait,
worth the
you guys
wait.
didn't even say what they
Also, I was like, I
was
wanted
in
to jump in,
awe.
but I was like, I don't know the lyrics. See, I know the song, but I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head.
I just didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
seriously.
I kind of like squeaked it, but it's okay because I
No,
started
it's really
choking.
What squeak? That
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
That was
tone.
crazy.
I love your
Wow.
tone.
Oh my God.
She's had that tone since we were in grade 7.
I love it.
Wow.
She used to do my
But-
pager greetings, guys.
Yes, I
You
did.
should have charged people for that.
Stop. But I really mean that, like from the bottom of my heart. I know we're still gonna make efforts to see each other and
course.
everything
Well,
like that, which
of
for sure we
course.
will.
Yes.
We'll keep each other updated, and I know that y'all are gonna kill it. Seriously,
We love you so
guys are
much.
amazing.
We love you,
Love you guys so much. Oh, stop.
Sorry, I'm a hugger.
Y'all are amazing,
You're closer to her.
inspiring, and flowers for everybody. And Drea, shout out Drea, our girl.
Backlash for
Again. Oh, shout out to you guys, the audience, our followers. You guys make this happen, and like, bless you all. Thank you so much for supporting these ladies. Keep supporting these ladies. They are like on a come up on their own, in their art, in their ways, in their creativity, in their passions, in their professions. Follow them, their stories. It doesn't get more real than them. So please continue to support them. And I love you guys.
We love you.
We love you so
We
much.
love you.
Can we just request you guys drop your favorite Liz moment down
Uh-oh.
here?
Yes. Yes.
Because we have too many, so
There are
we'd
too
love to hear
many.
yours.
Oh my God.
There's not enough time to talk about it, but as our parting gift to you,
Oh, okay, wait, no.
The tables
we got
are
something to play
turning.
for you, girl. And with that, Drea, you already know.
Run the
Hit play.
What? I've decided to leave Tita Salita. And, you know, it was a very hard decision. I'm familiar with FTV, and I just knew that they were, you know, they create a platform for original content for the Filipino community, and I browsed through what they're doing, and I just said they don't have something that I think we could bring Filipino female in the city. When I was a kid, we used to recreate like the nativity scene, like when the angel, like we would learn lines.
I love
We
this.
learned whole lines
Oh
at
my
like 10 years
God.
old. And then I was like, hey, Angel. What was the year last year with a pulveron stick? And this is kind of a pulveron.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Symbolism.
I said this is in the same family.
Hilarious.
I just have to clarify.
Okay, it's awkward. Somebody change the topic.
Just knowing that I have friends that
That says it all, doesn't it? Right?
It does.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to say anything.
It's true.
Yeah.
it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to take each other for granted. It's so easy to be angry and be caught up in the noise of life. Stay grounded. And of course, prayer. Prayer. I really feel like everything that I've done to this point was all because of the journey I experienced. Every person that I encountered helped me to be here, right? So it's like really focusing on your relationships and really savoring the journey. The reason why you had a 9 to 5 was because you came here to Canada to give us a good life, right?
Yeah.
And so my mom, like I really had to tell my mom that. And,
For sure.
and actually the conversation was really good because she then said, yeah, you're right, because we came to Canada so that we can survive and live and work hard so that you can have a future that you can thrive,
Yes.
right? On Jackson's last day of school, he was talking about, I think something happened at school, and I think it made me realize that I'm so not in control of what happens outside of our home, and being able to explain how to help him And that made me cry.
We can't do this without you.
We would have still been giggling around a table. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
We are all four completely different people with different schedules, but the community we have within finding each other and to motivate each other, inspire each other, we're all just fighting the good fight, yo.
I just want to shout out these girls.
I know, it hit me as you said it. My heart really dropped.
Just want to shout out these girls because everything you guys see here is real and true. And they are who they are and who they say they are. And this place in the past year has become a place for me to come to that has been safe. It has brought me joy and love and a really deep friendship that has extended beyond the walls of this studio.
Amen.
And I'm so grateful for this opportunity for Phil, Andrea, and Kyle, and Kuya Jeff for just helping us and making this an amazing opportunity for all of us. But I'm gonna really miss this place, and I'm just so grateful for this friendship and this love. And I just wanted to take that moment to say that. And yeah, peace out. Just kidding. And don't forget, smile.
Love you, Liz.
We love you
so
Liz.
much. Aww.
It's not the end, girl. We gonna keep
That's
going.
That's us singing to you.
Yeah.
Yes, because you don't want to hear me sing.
No, definitely not.
Really, what a gift to have been here and been part of this, and to have developed the friendship that we did, and continue to develop. But just a gift. Thank you so much.
We're so grateful.
Thank
for
you.
You deserve everything in this world.
Like the reason, like, well, there's so many things that brought us together. But like Liz, like we would have never had this show. Like
No.
Yeah,
like
you
legit,
literally
like
wasted no time.
we all have our contributing parts to the group as a whole, but like legit, like Liz.
Just a quick memory block, memory lane. We were eating and we mentioned doing a podcast. I think it was 48 hours. Where Liz, where Liz,
Classic Liz.
Liz
Classic
messaged
Liz.
me and Camille and said, "Hey guys, I pitched the idea."
Yeah.
And it was a matter
We're
of
meeting when if you're free, come.
yeah,
And then
it was a matter of 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
we came to check out the studio, and
that was
here we are. So
You gotta show.
thank you for being such a blessing. Oh God.
Thank you, guys.
To capture that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not hitting me. Not like it's hitting me right now, but I also just feel like we're never not gonna be connected at this point. Like, you know what I mean? I just
never.
feel like
It's
There's
just
proof
like,
of friendship.
yes.
It's like our own sorority. It's like
And
a
I-
forever thing.
and I love too that I have very different and strong connections to each of you individually.
Yes,
like in
yes.
very different ways.
like show aside. Tita Salita aside, like
The
this
roots are
group.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, time for you to depart Liz world. You got busy with Lizzie. Lady Liz. I'm Lady Liz.
Liz.
Listifer.
And Elizabeth.
Until next time. Hang on.
Not a little